might hold.
And the kind of techniques that are being developed in artificial intelligence, they do have dual use, good and bad, and the people who are, I don't know, spreading misinformation, spreading fake news, launching waves of attacks on people, they are getting their hands on those tools.
Yes, although I think in a way we have to look at the real problem here. The real problem is the way these platforms are run, the way that news and information is spread around them, and that's nothing really to do with AI. AI does kind of bring a lot of threats, but I feel like we should really face the real problem. And say, for example, you could make Twitter a more open platform and allow more developers to deal with the problem. That would be a simple change that would help solve it.
Jane, what's your take on this?
I mean, I agree pretty much with what you've just said. I think that there's two aspects to this, isn't there? We constantly hear from the companies about how they're building AI to try and track down these malicious accounts, and that is often very unsophisticated. They don't seem to be doing a very good job of stopping fake news and, hateful content on their platform, so it's obviously not working very well.
We saw that Google's algorithm actually managing to promote fake news this weekend.
Exactly, yes. And then on the other hand, you have the stuff that Hayden Belfield was talking about, the future, and I think it is a way away, but this idea of fake news being created and people not being able to tell the difference between truth and disinformation is something we do need to start thinking about now, even though the technology is not quite there yet.
And we're thinking about it on this programme.
First.
Let's have a look at some of the week's other big tech stories with Jane. Jane, let's nail down this little thing. Who on earth is Kylie Jenner?
Are you not a fan, Rory?
What's she done to Snapchat?
Well, Kylie Jenner is a reality TV star with an absolutely huge social media following, and she tweeted that she no longer used Snapchat. So we can't say the two things are related, but shortly after that, $1.3 billion was wiped off the value of Snap. So why did she reject it? Well, it goes back to this ongoing row about the redesign that took place a few weeks ago. We saw 1 million users sign a petition urging Snapchat to roll back on its original version. In response to this, Snap has once again said that its goal is to make Snapchat more personal for everybody, but it was also added that this new foundation is just the beginning, and they're always very grateful for any feedback from their community, but I don't think they're actually going to do anything about the changes.
It has to be said, she came out with another tweet, Kylie Jenner, saying she still loved it. It was her first love. Roland, you're a big Snapchatter, obviously.
Sorry, I really don't understand it. It's hard to use.
And you are quite a lot younger than me. Great. That's really encouraging. Jane, we seem to get a new cryptocurrency launched every day. What exactly is Petro?
So this is claimed to be the world's first sovereign cryptocurrency, and it's launched by Venezuela. The government says it's an attempt to bypass tough economic sanctions imposed by the US, but critics say it's a desperate attempt to raise cash at a time when the country is struggling to repay its $150 billion of foreign debt. President Maduro has said that each token will be backed by a barrel of oil, and the total of 100 million petros will be sold with an initial value of $60 based on the price of a barrel of crude.
Roland, sounds like a good bet to you.
Oh yeah, I think this is really one of my favourite ICOs.
Initial coin offerings, new currencies.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, or rather, the ICO is the way of raising money from the new currency. It makes no sense at all. It's completely ridiculous. But the central premise that you could use cryptocurrencies to get around international sanctions, there is some kind of truth in that. So it'll be interesting to watch.
There are great uses of cryptocurrency, but they're often criminal uses. And the biggest phone launch of the year is coming up. Some pictures of leaked, Jane.
So Mobile World Congress is just around the corner. You yourself are off to it next week. And no conference is complete without a spoiler of what is to come. And in this case, the pictures obtained by an anonymous Reddit user showed around 20 images of Samsung's Galaxy S9. And we can exclusively reveal here that it is a phone.
What? It's a phone?
Actually, it's very similar to the predecessor, the Galaxy S8, with some minor tweaks along the way. I guess the real story here is the embarrassment factor that it causes for Samsung and how it will undermine their kind of wow moment on stage when they reveal it. And it shows as well the fact that big companies go to extreme lengths to keep their new products under wraps, but there's always somebody more determined than them to reveal them.
Well, yeah, as you say, I'm off to Barcelona. We'll have lots from the programme on the programme next week about the big mobile phone fest, including that wow moment I'm sure we'll still get on stage from Samsung. You're listening to Tech 10 on the BBC World Service with Rory Catherine-Jones. In a moment, why North Korea, not Russia, may be the leader in state-sponsored cyber warfare. worst kept secrets in Silicon Valley. Airbnb, the short-term accommodation site, wants to float on the stock exchange, but to do that, it needs to grow its business a lot. The company's just announced a range of new ideas it thinks will help achieve that growth, adding a bit of diversity to the kind of accommodation it offers. Our technology reporter in San Francisco, Dave Lee, is online to tell us more. Dave, what do they come up with?
Hi Rory, yes, well they've come up with a few things. One of them is to aim for higher end accommodations and more expensive rooms, basically taking on some of the luxury trip companies like One Fine Stay, for example. They're moving into using more boutique hotels. They're also going to start grouping accommodations for specific types of travellers. So for example, if you're going on a honeymoon, you could search for properties that may be of interest for honeymooners specifically. And they're also adding something called Airbnb Plus. Now this is interesting, I think. This is a scheme to inspect properties to make sure that they're up to snuff, that they're going to be as good as the adverts say they are, and Airbnb thinks that's going to give people extra confidence in booking. I spoke to Nathan Blesiczyk, who's the co-founder of Airbnb, about how those inspections might work.
So we actually have, for a long time now, a set of contractors who do photography for Airbnb. So we've trained those photographers to also do home inspections. And they have literally a checklist of 100 things. The questions like, is the kitchen fully equipped? And, the comfort of the bed and the speed of the Wi-Fi. And so they work down all these things so that you, as a guest, have certainty that things are going to kind of meet very specific expectations.
So it sounds like Airbnb basically is worried about the basic premise. It's always been you never quite know what you're going to get when you rent a room from them, and they're trying to remove all that uncertainty.
Yeah, I think they are. They're basically trying to eliminate bad experiences that people might have had with the site, but that does come at a price. We're expecting Airbnb Plus approved homes to be slightly more expensive than the others. But I think the bigger picture here is that they're diversifying the business to rely less on the home rentals, so traditionally their core business. And I think part of that has to be regulation. There's been a bit of a headache for them in San Francisco, for example. There's been a 50% drop in Airbnb listings here since just August, which seems remarkable, and that's because of strict regulations being put in place by San Francisco to limit the amount of time people can lend out their homes, and also clamp down on landlords that didn't know about Airbnb being used in their properties. That's the kind of statistic, I think. This 50% drop there might worry any potential investors ahead of that IPO, if indeed it does come. So I asked Mr. Blesiczyk whether what's happened here in San Francisco was a concern.
That is a very unique case, but these are really kind of what I call short-term speed bumps. Listen, this whole model is new and did not fit under existing kind of regulatory norms, and now regulation is changing. And I think with regulation and a clear understanding of the rules, it will actually unleash a new wave of growth. Now, in the short term, though, there has to be a little bit of an adjustment period, and that's where you might lose some homes.
That's quite an adjustment, isn't it? I know San Francisco isn't your biggest market, but it's quite a symbolic one, isn't it? Because you founded here, and so to have that much of a hit on your core business of sharing, people being able to share their homes.
Yes.
Investors thinking about the IPO might say, well, what if that is repeated in London? What if that's repeated in Paris?
Well, it's an important question to look beyond San Francisco. First of all, in the San Francisco case that you point out, true, a lot of homes have been removed. Most of those homes weren't even active on the site, though. Okay, so when you actually look at the number of guests staying in San Francisco, there has not been a dramatic change. And then you look at other cities, and you realize other cities have been a lot more open-minded with their policies. Listen, not every policy we love necessarily, but in general, we think we're making a lot of progress going forward. We've have about 300 agreements in place with different governments, and we believe that those agreements, regardless of some of those kind of nuanced compromises, open the door to long-term growth.
That's Nathan Blesiczyk from Airbnb, and thanks to Dave Lee for that. Roland Manthorpe, our special guest. Are there any comparisons here with Uber, two sort of hard-charging companies, fast-growing in Silicon Valley, both probably on their way to an IPO and both butting up against regulators?
Airbnb have always been the nice guys, and Uber were much more confrontational in their strategy. But yeah, there is a really good comparison in that both companies went out and struck loads and loads of deals